Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. Absolutely boiling here today, so I'm going to try and make this short and sweet. Um, so the last video I said I'd done all verses, and then I was going to do a recap on them all. But obviously there's more verses. What you keep getting sent by, these people who believe Satan's short season. So the verse that I'm going to go through today is Colossians 1:23. I'm not going to say who it came from because who sent it don't really matter. We're not attacking person here. We're just trying to understand what the scriptures are actually saying. Um, why why Colossians 1:23? Well, it's in answer to Matthew 24:14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. This verse is saying like the end is only going to come when the gospel is being preached unto a witness to all nations. So the rebuttal from someone who believes in Satan's short season or preterism will give you Colossians 1:23. If you continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, where I, Paul, am made a minister. Now, to take this on face value, it does sound like Paul's saying that this gospel has been preached to every creature under heaven. But if we're going to have a quick look at it in Greek, you'll notice creation's used twice here, two different concordance numbers. The first one can mean creature, but it can also mean creation. So I think, this is my opinion. It's a bit naughty using the word creature. I'll explain why. And then the other one is 3588, which is a definite article. The, this, that, one, he, she, it, etc. So let's just read it. If indeed you continue in the faith, having been grounded and firmly settled, and not being moved away from the hope of the gospel, which you heard, the gospel preached to all the creation under the heaven, of which became I, Paul, a minister. So what Paul's saying here is saying, the hope of the gospel that you have heard, the ones Paul's speaking to, the gospel preached to all the creation, not was preached, the gospel that is being preached to all the creation under heaven, of which I, Paul, became a minister. So Paul's saying, this gospel, the one that you've heard, the one that's being preached to all creation under heaven, I've become a minister of that gospel. And again, when Satan's short season presents you this verse, it'll not show you verses that are in contradiction to that belief that they're using that verse for. So we go to Romans 15, 20. Ye, so I've strived to preach the gospel, not where Christ was named, lest I should build upon another man's foundation. But as it is written, to whom he was not spoken of, they shall see, and they have not heard, shall understand. For which cause also I have been much hindered from coming to you. But now, having no more place in these parts, and having a great desire these many years to come unto you, whensoever I take my journey into Spain, I will come to you, for I trust to see you in my journey, and be brought on my way thitherward by you, if first I be somewhat filled with your company. But now I go to Jerusalem to minister unto the saints. So what Paul's saying here is that he strived to preach the gospel not where Christ was named, preaching to people that have not heard of Christ and have not heard of gospel. Hence why he says he's going to Spain. Yeah. Hence why he says he's going to Spain. Whensoever I take my journey into Spain. Paul's going to Spain because they've not heard gospel. Now, I know this was wrote before Colossians, but I challenge you to show me that Paul went to Spain before he wrote Colossians. He didn't. You read Acts. You know, Paul were in prison 3 times, I think. He went here, there, and everywhere. But it don't. I don't see how in the 5 years or whatever it were between writing Romans and Colossians that he went to Spain. It's, in fact, in scripture, it don't actually tell you whether he reached Spain or not. But there's later early fathers' writings, that claim that he went to extremes at west, which were thought to be, Spain, places like that. So yeah. So Paul in Colossians ain't saying that this gospel has been preached to all creatures under heaven. He's saying this gospel that is being preached to all creation under heaven is the one I became a minister of, and is the one that bears fruit wherever it goes. And then obviously we go to Romans. Paul's telling you that he intends to go to Spain because they've not heard gospel. And I don't believe Paul got to Spain before writing Colossians. So there's a bit of a problem there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Catch you at the next one.